Hi everyone, my name is Brooke Channel, and today I'm going to talk about how social media affects mental health. I am doing this for COMX 491 for individual studies for Professor Ellie, and so here we go. Sorry I couldn't get my picture in the corner. I couldn't get it to work. First thing we're going to talk about is how one can set limits and standards for young adolescents and teenagers so that they don't have these negative effects that are prevalent with social media usage for their age group. The first one is to set limits. What this is saying is that for guardians and parenting, that when you set a time limit on how long a adolescent or teenager can be on the social media accounts or on their phone or device, that this gets them to be present in their real life and how they can then experience life not just through a screen. So to set limits. Number two is to make sure that no bullying is happening on social media, whether they are the bullyee or the bullier. Um, it is to tell them that it is never okay to bully and that it is not acceptable. You want to encourage your child or adolescent to make sure they're having face-to-face interactions with one another. This is telling them that you are a person, not just a profile on their social media. Friends are a huge thing, not just through text messages or social media accounts, but to actually hang out with them, get together as people and hang out, not just through online or video chats or Snapchat. Making sure that you are open about good habits on social media, about what your habits are on social media and on your device. Make sure that whether you're telling them your good habits or maybe pick something to work on together, maybe set a screen hour time that you cannot be over a certain amount of time, and then work on it together to make those good habits and good choices. The last thing is to monitor. Social media or cyberbullying is really hard to detect because it is not something you can see like real physical bullying where maybe you see a bruise. It's all mental or mostly mental. So you got to make sure that you're monitoring teens and adolescents' accounts. So those are the 5 major things. Now we are going to talk about the side effects of social media. Um, Not necessarily all of them are bad, but the 5 we are going to be talking about today are negative. So the first one is sleep. The King Saud University in Saudi Arabia found that there is a correlation to bad sleep quality with the amount of time you are spending on your phone. So the more time you spend, the worse sleep quality you get. And they also found that if you are on your phone for over 60 minutes before you are going to sleep, then you are going to have a harder time going to sleep. The next one is confidence. Um, there was a study done to ask teenagers whether they found that they had better confidence or worse confidence when they were on Twitter, Facebook, or Ask FM. What they found is that when asked, they were found that had better confidence when they were online than when they were in person, but they felt like they had more negative connotations with things like Facebook and Ask FM, where they had better interactions and more confidence building with Twitter. Life satisfaction, they found, or a study was done by the New York Times that life satisfaction actually goes down 2 times within the teenage years, right around 13 and 14 when they were going through puberty. When asked before, their life satisfaction was higher than after they went through puberty. And then again at 19, that life satisfaction percentage went down again. Emotions. The Journal of Medicine Practice asked a lot of British girls from 13 or 9 through 13, and they found that this is with the Ask FM, Facebook, and Twitter again. And one girl commented in the section that I think a lot of people use the internet to say things in reality that they normally wouldn't say in real life, which leads people to become upset as comments are often hurtful. a lot of the girls were actually ashamed and embarrassed of people and how they interacted online, where they were more likely to say these hurtful things. Body image is another huge one. Um, that not all body image found is from social media, obviously, but a lot of times it is movies, magazines, and commercials. But this is really giving these girls a disillusion of what the standards are for a normal body and that their body is beautiful. I did a paper on a Victoria's Secret ad that was called The Perfect Body. If you have a chance, look it up. And it's actually a really harmful thing because they had these 10 models that were all very tall, sleek, um, busty women that were about 6 feet, and that's not the average body for the United States woman or any um, culture for that matter. And there actually was big backlash on Victoria's Secret that's saying that everybody is beautiful. There was a hashtag I am perfect movement. Look it up, it's very interesting. So now we're going to talk about the methods of if I was to conduct a study, what I would do. I would like to ask 100 students from 10 different schools around Montana the same set of questions to see if they use social media, how much time is on there. I'll talk about that in the next slide. The schools that I would ask would be Senior High in Billings, Forsyth High School in Forsyth, Montana, Lame Deer High School, Lodgegrass, Bozeman, Flathead, Ennis, Glasgow, Lambert, and Whitefish. These would be the 10 schools. And the reason why I picked these 10 schools is that they're dependent on location in the state, size of the school, um, and different things like that, so that I have this difference of whether it's a big school, small school, what's the major ethnicity in the school, location if you're in the middle of nowhere, Glasgow versus in downtown Billings or Bozeman, and that see if there is this correlation between any of this ethnicity, location, or size of school. This is a copy of what my um, questionnaire would be: age, sex, race, hometown, do you use social media, favorite platform, average of time, favorite three, age when you first got social media, and so forth. And at the bottom, you see that do you have any feelings like upset or hopefulness, um, depression, anxiety, eating disorder, and try to see if there's this correlation between any of these and if these eating disorder, depression actually correlate to the feeling of hopelessness with social media. That is all I have for you today. Thank you for listening to my presentation on mental health and how it affects or how it is affected by social media. Again, my name is Brooke Channel, and thank you for being here.